going through some old footage here. This is Doi Satep, and we're at to cruise down. This is in Chiang Mai, Thailand. The road is very, very smooth. It's a very fast, a very safe, but very dangerous descent as well. Because why is it dangerous? Well, you can go so fast down here, but then a dog can run out. You can hit a bit of oil. A motorbike can cut the corner. So it is a climb where people have died on the descent. And I've seen some broken arms and broken injury. I've seen some broken bodies on the Doi Satep descent. So this video is a bit of a public safety warning as well. Just let people know that, you know, bones heal, but titanium screws can last forever. So this is the fastest part of the Doi. Well, not actually, it's not. This is the steepest part of the Doi. It's the steepest. But I've seen people, you know, cut the corner too much or slide out and hit an oncoming vehicle and have broken ribs, etc. So it can happen. So it's a very smooth course. One good thing about the Doi Satep is if you do crash, and if you don't hit a car or a barrier, you don't take off that much skin because the road is pretty smooth. Alright, so that's one positive. It doesn't rough you up like an Australian road. A lot of the Australian roads are quite rough. The roads in Thailand very smooth. You can sort of see how smooth this is. Also, but you have oil on the road as well. Maybe a motorbike, you know, a Chinese tourist drops the bike in the corner, as happens most days on Doi Satep. A Chinese tourist crashes just because they're not used to the mountains, and they drop a bit of oil on the road and it doesn't get cleaned up. So if you're on your bike coming out flying in the corner and you hit a bit of oil, then it's like sayonara Sally. Sayonara Sally. So how to get your girlfriend or even your boyfriend into cycling, how to get your family mood into cycling. I always teach people who come with me is I generally go down the hill first and I go very, very slow. You know, because the biggest dangers are you going too fast into a corner above your skill level and having a big crash and fucking yourself up and not really enjoying cycling. So I get people to really, I emphasize safety a lot on the corners and the downhills and paying attention. I emphasize safety is number one. Safety is number one because if you have a big crash at the start, you don't want to go riding again. You're like, no, this is done. This is too dangerous. So safety is number one. That means proper bicycle maintenance, things like that. But we've got Freely here. She's quite experienced cyclist over the years riding with me. So she doesn't take risks on downhill. She's pretty smart like that. So it's fine letting her be out front. But and you can see she's going pretty conservative down the hill. You know, pretty conservative. She gets a front wheel blowout. She's going to pull up pretty good. You know, a dog runs out in front of her. She's going to be able to stop reasonably easy. If a car comes across the lane, you know, she's not over to the right that much, so she's got plenty of room there. So going quite safely down the hill. And this is the Duran Rider protocol right here. This personifies the Duran Rider protocol. Train consistent, avoid injury, stay safe. Train consistent. What's the good of you being out of action because you went too fast down the hill and crashed, or you weren't paying attention and got an injury, or you did too much and got an injury? What's the point? Then you lose your gains, you lose your momentum. So I always tell people to keep it safe, keep it consistent on the downhill. I've done this downhill, I don't know how many times, hundreds of times. It has to be hundreds of times. It's I know like the back of my hand. I've been able to, I could definitely get the course record down here. If I wanted to, I wouldn't go for it just because the risks aren't worth it. But I definitely know this road so well. I could definitely probably get the Strava KOM on this. But I'm just not willing to risk it, Just not willing to risk it. I mean, two wheels is in my blood. My motorbikes and racing and that's in my family. Two-wheel coordination is in my blood. But also what's in my head is knowing the risks. So you won't see me smashing downhills, even though I do have lots and lots of experience. Probably 500,000 miles on the bike, 500,000 kilometers, I should say, on the bike. I just have a 6 degree, but I'm just not willing to risk it. Not willing to risk it for the biscuit. It ain't worth it for me. So I risk it on the uphills, but not the downhills. Simple as that. So I go pretty casual downhill. And if people want to race me downhill, go for it, mate. Go for it. I don't like hospital food that much, so you go for it. Uphill though, I'll be racing anytime, anywhere. Hit me up. So another thing as well is never ever put pressure on a noob, be it your girlfriend or anyone. Never put pressure on them to go fast down the hill. All right, just let them go at their own pace and go in front and just sort of go slow, so then they understand how to control the bike at slow speed. A lot of people don't know how to control the bike at slow speed. If you can't go at walking pace, you shouldn't be on the road. If you can't climb at walking pace, if you can't descend at walking pace, you shouldn't be on the road. If you don't have those bike control skills, so practice out on your local street. Quiet street, riding that walking pace, climbing at walking pace, going downhill at walking pace, and that'll teach you how to use your brakes and your body weight, things like that. So let's talk about corners as well. So we take the outside line and then cut to the inside. That's the straight line. That's the safest line. All right. So we're going with this on the left, the outside, and then moving in as the corner apexes into the middle there. And then again looking for the outside line, and then cutting in there like that. So that's something I teach everyone, and it took me a while to be able to learn that myself. Actually, one of my cycling buddies, Steve Cunningham, really demonstrated that tip quite a few years ago now. But it's a great one. Outside, then cutting into the inside. So there you go. That's just the safest line. That's the straightest line for a corner. So yeah, just good skill here. The bus coming around. So you just never know, who's coming around the corner. If they're paying attention, if they're losing control, maybe dogs coming out. It's not worth the risk for me. And that's why I could never be a pro cyclist. Is I just couldn't commit to the downhills. Even though I had the skill, I was just like, nah, man, what are we doing this for? $50 and a plastic trophy, or a job as a pro cyclist when I could earn as much working in a sports store or whatever without the risks? I don't know. The logic didn't really sit with me to go risk my life on the downhills. And after seeing a lot of crashes, I know people in wheelchairs and stuff, and I know people have died. So it's just, I know my reality is a bit different to the average person. So don't put pressure on someone to go down the hill. I remember this hill, Doi Satep. There was a girl named Bonnie Rebecca, and she came to my festival in Thailand back in 2014, and she would go down the hill at walking pace. And her boyfriend Tim was like, "Come on, go!" And I'm like, "No, just let her go down at her own pace." And then after a while, she was very confident on the bike. Very confident on the bike. Just don't put pressure. Just relax. Feel your brakes. Feel your body. Just feel the bike, and take the pressure off yourself, and just go at your own pace. If your pace is 5k an hour downhill, then that's great. You're learning how to control the bike at slow speed. If your pace is 60k an hour down the hill, then I hope you've got skills to pay the bills. I hope you got insurance as well. I mean, this corner has claimed a lot of crashes, man. This corner here, I've seen so many people crash in that corner because it's one of the fastest corners, and people just get excited. And I remember a guy one time overtaking me on that straight, and I'm thinking, well, he's either a motorbike racer or he's gonna crash. And so it turns out he wasn't a motorbike racer, and he crashed into the corner because he was just going way too fast in that corner. And then he dislocated his knee, and then I'm not sure what happened to him. I think he went to Burma, and I never ever heard from him again. I don't know if he died. I hope he's okay. He was a great kid, but he wasn't really big on social media. I think he deleted his social media, and then I never ever heard from him ever again. So hopefully he was riding a GT grade, and I remember his watch fell off his arm. I picked his watch up for him. He had to go to hospital. I don't know if he had insurance. I think it cost his family money. I'm a bit vague on that because a lot of accidents did happen. A big reason for me sort of pulling the pin on the festival was just people were having big accidents, and it was only a matter of time before someone died. So I didn't really want that, unfortunate circumstance because it just puts people off cycling. So I just had to cull it a bit. But but people are still in Chiang Mai today. The festival isn't stopped. It's still going. It's just a lot smaller and not as overt as it was. But there's people living in Chiang Mai now from the festival still in 2014. Like there's someone every day now in Chiang Mai. So I'm pretty proud of creating that community in Chiang Mai. And so that's the rad thing. But it's safety, man. It's safety. There's a guy in Chiang Mai called Jason Fonga. He's a great guy to get in contact with. He's from Canada. Real chill, down-to-earth guy who understands and respects safety. So if you're in Chiang Mai, hit up Jason Fonga. He just did a TikTok, got over 1 million views, speaking Thai. So yeah, just look at this. We're just cruising down. This is fun. This is just like, just getting down the hill safely. Not, no big risks. Just cruising. Just like that. Can you feel the relaxed energy there? It's relaxed energy. Relaxing, just cruising. Wind in the face. And less stress. Less stress in the head is less stress in your face. So we're just flowing down the hill, just cruise down the hill, relaxed, aware, hands on the bars, gripped enough. If you hit a bump or something, hands don't fly off. You're not white knuckling, but you've got a firm grip on your bars in case you hit a bump. And just hands near the brakes. Actually, hands on the brakes, really, in case the dog runs out. Because there is a lot of puppies on this road, a lot of dogs. I remember one time we're riding in Chantaburi, and Big T was on my wheel, and she had her head down, wasn't paying attention, and a dog ran out. And the guys in front, we all missed it, but I hit the brakes a bit, and Big T was looking down, so she didn't see the braking, and she hit my wheel and had a big crash. Luckily, she didn't hurt herself. I was like, when she hit the ground, I was like, oh no. I felt really bad, for her. But she was all right. She's got a bit dazed and cracked her helmet and stuff like that. So lucky had the helmet on, lucky had the gloves on, and she was all good. But yeah, wear your gloves, wear your helmet. Your life's short, man, and I guess at my age, at 42, I'm 42 years of age. I've been around a bit and seen deaths. I've seen people die. So life is precious. It's very short. Enjoy it while you got it. Thailand's an amazing place. Just pay attention on the roads. It goes for any road anywhere in the world. Pay attention. Pay attention. I know a guy, experienced cyclist, who died hitting a truck in Chiang Mai. I'd talked to him just a week beforehand. He was on a Peter Sagan Tarmac SL6 S-Works. Really cool guy from Singapore. Made a lot of money in his life. Moved to Chiang Mai and died because he hit a truck. He wasn't paying attention. Pay attention, kids. See you on the road.